Welcome back to the development part. My name is Manir. In this simple session, my goal is to create a simple project for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos. That session is making very interesting, very fast thing. We need to do initialize the project with npm. So what we have to do, first of all, we need to open the Visual Studio code editor, and I am going to create a simple fresh new project. Okay, all right, I am going to create a one folder like Node.js JWT Authentication. This is my fresh project, and now what we will do, we will initialize the project with the npm init1. So it's going to create the new project with the package JSON file, new project with the Visual Studio, and we just start with the you see that we just start with the npm init. It will going to initialize the project with the default setting. Now we are going to use the library using the express. Now you can see here is the package.json files, and now I am going to initialize the npm express, and we also going to be use the jsonwebtoken. And lastly, we are going to use the .env, and I'm going to press the enter, and it's start the processing. I am waiting for the finish the process. Lastly, we are going to use the another dependency npm save dev nodemon. Nodemon will do automatically refresh the Node.js server, so it's don't need to use every time refresh. Now we are going to the package.json to set up a nodemon. Go to the script session and write dev start. You can see here is the you can see I am going to the script, and I am writing the devstart start, dev start nodemon index.js. Now go to the terminal, nodemon index.js. Now go to the index. Now what we will do, we are going to do, and we are going to make a one simple file. I'm going to write the file name is index.js. So this is the index.js file, and you can see what we will do. I will just open the simple console log, just hello world, and now I am going to start the I made a mistake npm run dev start, and so it's running my project. You can see I just write it in the index.js file. It's a simple command console.log hello world, and you can see it's showing in the browser now hello world. So now what I am going to do, I am going to remove this line and going to write the constant express equal to required express. In order to set up express server, we need to add the f variable. This is the constant add the variable is coming from the express. Now going to create the port number, which will listening the port f dot listen f dot constant f equal to express. Now we are going to add the listener, which will listen the port. I am going to initialize the port number 3001. So basically it will start with the 3001 port. So what we are going to do now, we are going to create a one route. Simple, we are going to create a one route like constant first. I'm going to create one route f dot get means it will get the get request post require request and response. It will take it will send the request and get the response res.json to post. So I am going to create the array constant post just write the username is Manir and the title is going to create is JWT tutorial. Okay, now I am going to copy this line and pasting it again, just changing the content. Okay, alright, so what we are going to do now, okay, now the app is listening with the 3001. Now I'm going to the postman and I'm writing to the 3001. Okay, alright, if I post, you can see there is two post is coming. So what we are going to do, because we call this post in the post method, get method. So now what we will do, we are going to make the authentication. Now what we are going to do, we are going to authenticate the user. We will check only authentication user can access this post request. Authentication user can see this data. So what we are going to do, I am going to create another route, get login request response making function, and here authentication user here auth user can see the post only. So what we are going to do, we are going to add the JWT token here. So on what we need to do, we need to add here call the JWT token constant JWT require JWT token. So we call the JWT. Now what we are going to do, we are going to make some post request and we will check the JWT. We will call the JWT token here. So it makes sense to make the post request, because get request what is going to do, get request is going to get the data from the request and response. So I'm going to pass the first request. Suppose to the user will put the some information just like username and password. So it will check the authentication user is authenticate or not. So I'm going to create the one constant here, just put the username is request dot body dot username. So another variable I need to create the just like a password and request dot body dot password. So what is going to do, if some user will request with the username and password, so it will going to check the authentication And now we are going to use the JWT token. It's mean sign JWT sign user slash. We are going to create the env file dot env file. Now we are going to call the env file process.env, because we are going to create the secret key in the env file. So we are going to call the process env dot secret secret token. So I am going to create the secret token in the env file.
Token secret, just like that. And we can create this in our .env. We can say access token secret, and we need to set this to some form of secret value. And a really easy way to create a secret value is using the crypt library inside of Node.js. So what we can do is just open up another terminal, and if we just run node, here we can just run any Node.js code we want to, and we can require the crypto library. And all we want to do is we want to get some random bytes. So we can say random bytes. Let's just say that we want to get 64 of them. And then we want to convert this to a string, which is going to be in hexadecimal. Now we hit enter.
We can create the secret code as you want. Just I am giving the example to create the secret token. And now what I am going to do, it's going to create the secret token. If some user will send a request, so it will going to the check the authentication user is authorized or not. I am going to create here one constant access token to JWT authentication, and it's going to make the send request response dot JSON access token equal to access token. Because what is going to do, we are going to first sign in with the JWT token, and it's going to check the secret token from the env file, and it's going to take the showing the data in the JSON response. Now what I am going to do, now I am going to send the request in the login. So if I send a request now with the login, and I put the username and password, just like something, and if I send a request, what is going to do? I did not save it, and I just save now. Now I am going to check the JWT token is data is posting or not. Now I am going to the Postman and I just write here the username and password, you can see, and if I submit, then you can see the token is generated with the JWT. So what I am going to do now, I am going to make the function to create a recheck with the JWT token. This token is generated with the JWT token, and I will recheck before the post method is left. So I am going to create the new function for to recheck the authentication user, a auth ENTICAT authenticate token request response next, and I'm going to make the function, and I'm going to call here the constant auth header equal to request dot headers authorization. And constant token equal to auth header and auth header dot split equal to 1, and if token equal to null, return rs dot send status equal to 401. It means if the token is null, it will send the 401 request, and it will check if JWT authentication is verified. No, I am going to verify the token. JWT verify it's the token, and from where I will get the token? I will get the token from the env file, env access token. If token has error and user, this is the user when we will pass the data from here user. And now I am going to make the one function, and now I am going to write the condition. If is error message is occur, it will return res send status for the 403. If it's not request users equal to user, then it will go to the next. Now what I am going to do, now I am going to check the login method, the authorization is working or not. And I am going to discuss about all the authorization token in the next tutorial.